Hi, my name's Beth, and I'm looking at starting a new journey. Basically, I've struggled all my life with my weight. I have reached the highest that I have ever weighed, which is 352 pounds. I've thankfully come down a little bit since then, which is now 348, but I'm wanting to obviously lose more. I've come to a point in my life to where I'm wanting to be healthier for me. I'm doing things for me now. My girls are now adults, and it's just the three of us. So now I'm looking at nothing should really get in my way of me trying to take care of me fully. Because though I do still care for my girls and I love them dearly, now I can put my full attention on me for the most part. And I've been doing that gradually with trying to get healthier in general, because I did have quite a few years to where I was very unhealthy. And I'm kind of hoping that with using YouTube to kind of document my journey, that it also helps me hold myself accountable more. Um, if my journey ends up being shared with others that have find themselves in similar situations, that's wonderful. Because I know that I'm not the only one that has struggled with this, and I'm not the only one that's going to be struggling in an ongoing fashion. So, if anything, maybe we could help each other out. But overall, this is me wanting to hold myself accountable. Basically, to document my weight loss journey and how I do. As I said, I have gone through plenty of times of having reached my highest weight, but throughout my life, I've struggled with my weight. In high school, when I look back, I really wasn't too bad of in weight and size. I wasn't a skinny mini. I did basically, my highest weight at that time I think might have been about 160. On average, though, it was usually between 135 to 150. And at that time, I had gone through, and I think the highest I'd ever wore size wise was usually about a 15, 16. But on average, most of the time, it was an 11, 12, 13, 14. It did fluctuate here and there. And of course, I did go down the road of, oh, well, if I don't eat, I'll be able to lose weight. And, well, obviously, it's not the way to do it. It's not the healthy way to do it. And I walked around a lot more and did get more exercise than what I had in recent years. But it didn't go very far. Um, After high school, I had my girls. Took things a little too literally with my first pregnancy of Eat for Two. Um, and with my pregnancy of my oldest, I had reached, at that time, my highest weight, which had been 225. After I had my youngest, it had reached the same weight plateau, and I stayed that way for quite a few years. I had found after that when I'm hit with very stressful situations, the loss of a loved one, um, or just something that throws me into a high stress, I unfortunately have what I've dubbed the fat stress. It's not that I'm not one of the ones that I would phrase, which I know it isn't technically lucky, but lucky enough to lose weight when I stress. I unfortunately am one that puts on. I don't really have to eat anything, but I can end up putting on 20 to 40 pounds, and it's stress weight. And unfortunately, it's very hard to get rid of that stress weight. My health later had come to a little bit of a decline with my asthma getting very bad and not having a lot of exercise. Nobody's to blame for that but me. I could have gotten out and done more. Um, I'll rephrase that a little. I could have gotten out and done what I could because at some points in times with my asthma and my arthritis, sometimes were harder than others. Now, don't take it as an excuse because it's not an excuse on not going out and doing it because of that. But I still could have gotten out and done something because even though it wouldn't be a grand thing, I think any little bit could have helped. And unfortunately, I just kind of holed up and I didn't do anything, which didn't help. And being on some medications for extended periods of time, on and off that I was, didn't help either because they kind of contributed to the weight gain. But I've reached a point to where I'm frustrated and I'm tired of it. Not only, like I said, do I want to be healthier, but I want to be able to move around more. I want to be able to walk into the store with my daughters or with anybody and not feel like they have to stop and wait for me because I can't keep up. Now, granted, there is always the jokes that I make that their legs are longer than mine and I have to keep up a little bit quicker, but at the same time, we'll go someplace and I feel like I kind of hold people back because they don't get to go at their pace because they're trying to slow theirs down for me to be able to keep up with them. I am looking at, hopefully in the next couple months, getting a gym membership. Without doing that, I'm not waiting to start exercising because obviously I can go outside and I can walk. But here in the house, I do have a stability ball, and well, of course, we have YouTube. There's plenty of exercise programs on there. And I've been looking into some of those and even starting to do a little bit more between the stress ball, the little hand weights that I have, and using some of YouTube and some of the guidance here and there from that towards starting to. I did find that because of my size, I can't plank like normal people. If I do, I lay on the floor because I'm short enough that using my arms to try to do it, the the stomach that I do have just kind of, I feel like I'm a teeter totter. That's not the way I want to go. So that's one thing at least that with the stability ball, I am able to plank, and boy do I know it. I was just telling my daughter the other day that getting to sit there and do that, I could definitely feel a bit of a difference with doing that because as we were out doing errands, I can tell that I had done some of the abdominal exercises to try and strengthen my core up because it almost gave me a feeling as if I was wearing a girdle. I could feel this tightening and kind of like holding me in. And it was such a new feeling because I hadn't had that to where I noticed it ever, but definitely hadn't had that tight feeling in forever. So I'm hoping to continue going this way, and my girls are definitely wonderful support because they're more than willing to be on board of trying to eat healthier as well. And we're looking at eating leaner and incorporating more of the fresh vegetables as opposed to canned, frozen, which there's nothing wrong with frozen, at least in my opinion. I'd prefer those over canned, but I want as much as the fresh vegetables as we can get. I want more of the lean meat, even though I do love steak. And I'm not saying that I'm going to cut everything out, but I am lessening the sugar that I drink, or I should say, lessening the sugar that I intake. Um, and trying to look at eating better. So ultimately, I'm hoping that I know it's not going to come out quickly. I've no doubt in that because I'm hoping ultimately to lose around 200 pounds. That is the final goal that I want is to lose 200 pounds. Um, I've been kind of holding myself the last few years when I've thought about doing the weight loss that there's a couple places that I'd like to go to visit overseas. And I've kind of looked at that being a little bit of my goal as well of it can be the carrot out in front of me per se of if I can meet some of these goals then and save the money up to be able to do it, I can reward myself with being able to take a trip to some of these areas. In part because I do want to be able to go and try new foods as well, and I am a bit of a foodie, but I want to do so healthfully as well because there's so many beautiful areas I want to be able to go and explore and walk through. And I don't want to just roll over and watch life pass me by. I want to get in and actually be able to experience it more. I've been doing so much on trying to work to improve me. I want to continue that going. I know it's going to take a couple of years. Because, like I said, I know it's not something that's going to come off instantly. Wish that it would, and it goes on a lot easier than it comes off, but I'm a realist in that. I know that it's going to take time, it's going to take hard work, and I'm really hoping that I can start doing some sort of little upload at least once a week to help me document the journey of my trying to get healthier. I'm going to start wearing my Fitbit more so that I can keep track of the walks that I take and how many steps a day I do, keep track of my water and everything, basically the stuff that's coming in, and hopefully it could be more energy in that going out. So I'm not saying that this is my last way of taking it because most definitely not. If I fail, then it's a matter of get up, dust myself off, and let's go ahead and keep going forward. That's the only way that I can be. But at the same time, I know that I have failed before, but that obviously hasn't stopped me from trying to continue forward. So, putting aside all those failures, I'm looking at doing this now and hopefully being able to keep myself accountable even more so that I have a goal of keeping a documented diary per se, if you may, um, by doing this. So hopefully we can do this journey together and see how things go. So have a nice day and hopefully have some news for you on some more losses. If not, at least weight, then maybe inches. So we'll see how it goes. Have a nice day. Talk to you later. Bye.